Am I the a-hole for not wanting to change my wedding date to include my fiancé's grandparents? Hi all. My future mother-in-law and I are both big THT fans, so please note that some of this information will be left with incorrect details, so it's not obvious I'm writing about her, so please know I'm not bashing any specific religion. Over the weekend, my amazing fiancé of 5 years proposed. I am a very type A person, so right away, I wanted to start looking at venues because I knew the month and year I wanted. There's so many reasons why I wanted the month of April. Just some examples: my parents got married in April. My siblings got married in April. My fiancé and I met in April. His favorite month is April, due to how much he loves the weather. Spring is also my favorite season. Just a bunch of reasons combined to the perfect month. We also need to get married next year for personal reasons, which is why we're so specific about the year. After searching about 10 venues, we find the one we love. We knew it was going to be our venue because when we both walked into the venue, we got emotional. We sat down with the owner and he gave us some amazing deals because he could tell we loved the venue, and so we set the date. I reached out to his mom to let her know we have set a date, and she immediately calls me to say we set the date on a very important religious holiday for her and her parents. I asked her if this is a big deal. Neither me nor my fiancé are religious, and to be honest, I didn't even know they were that religious. Just as an example, my fiancé isn't even baptized, and as a family, they celebrate all the generic holidays but don't even go to church or pray. In fact, he is so not religious that he didn't even know the holiday fell on this day until she told us. She says it is the most important holiday in her religion, and due to this, she will not be able to be in attendance at our wedding, nor will her parents, as they are even more religious than her. His dad will come because they are divorced and he is putting his son over the religious date. I reach out to my mother to confirm to her that this was a bad idea, and she asks around. A few of her friends who are also of this religion tell her while this is an important holiday, none of them will miss our wedding for it. Only my fiancé's mom and grandparents are making the big deal. I asked my fiancé what he wanted to do. This is his decision to make and not mine, and he told me that he refuses to give up our dream venue on the only Sunday they have available to please his mother/grandparents who aren't even that religious. So we don't change the date and tell them they are welcome to not join us even if that breaks our heart. Well, now his mother and grandparents are refusing to talk to us because we won't change the date of our wedding. So am I the a-hole for not wanting to change the date? Semi-update: after a sleepless night and reading over 300 comments, I have come to a few decisions. But first, thank you. Thank you to everybody who made me feel like the bride I deserve to be by telling me that my day and my fiancé support is the most important thing. And for those of you who think I was the asshole, absolutely a fair point, but the one thing that was not understood was that this decision was made strictly by my fiancé. The ball was completely in his court. I already had another venue booked to look at to replace our current venue. He decided that his grandparents' response was not worth his time, as they should have respected him as a person, not as a religious person. I told my boyfriend that I was not willing to have a sleepless year of worrying if his mom/grandparents will show to the wedding, so we came up with 3 game plans, all of which we are going to bring up with the venue on Saturday. Keeping our current date because we already put $5,000 down, but looking at other venues that may have another date available, and if we find a venue we love just as much, we just lose our $5,000 deposit. But if we are unable to find another venue we love, we ask this venue to keep us on a wait list, as maybe one of the Sundays will clear up. Ask his grandparents/mother for the money of the difference for a Saturday versus Sunday wedding, since there is currently one Saturday still available. We think this is a fair ask because something that wasn't mentioned is that his grandparents are very well off financially. Ask the mother/grandparents what time would best work with them if we kept the date. We believe that we can both have the wedding and celebrate the holiday, but that may mean that some other guest will not be able to attend because the wedding will be too early/too late. But at least his grandparents/mom will be there. Hopefully one of these options work, but I won't have another update until Saturday. Final update: so I have the final update for anyone who's still even interested. And please note that I have no idea if I'm actually doing this update thing correctly, so if anybody knows how to better update the people from the other 2 posts, LMK. Well, I just got back from our venue. And I had the greatest news ever. He was able to give us a different date. Not only a different date, but a Saturday for the same price he was giving us for a Sunday. I will say that it wasn't easy to get him to agree to this. But after a few tears and my parents getting involved and having to explain to him that we may not go with the venue at all, he agreed. But, with the stipulation some other bride has to take our Sunday. So if something happens between now and next year in which he can't fill that Sunday, then we are going to unfortunately have to pay this price difference. But I have a lot of faith that brides will be interested in that date, as he has 3 this week alone for brides looking for that same month. As for my fiancé's mother/grandparents, it turns out I wasn't the asshole at all. Once we called them with excitement to let them know we changed to a Saturday, they said they were not going to be able to be in attendance as they have church/temple early in the morning on Sundays and cannot afford to stay out late Saturdays. Cute, considering they've never once been to church/temple the entire time I've known them. But at least the mother saw their ways and agreed she would no longer following their rules and won't get influenced by their behaviors. Follow this page for more stories. Thank you all for everything, and cheers to being a 2025 Saturday bride.